Rob became a $7 million man at age 27.
AKA Padders. If it's Monday, that means it's Extreme Monday. The celebration of Rob Liefeld and Extreme Studios, everything 90s. Now, here's the thing. Sometimes we go outside of the 90s. Sometimes we go in the other direction, the way of the 80s. But the focus is Rob Liefeld, his career, his collaborators, and his overall contribution, not just to American comics, to the American culture. Now, here's the kicker. I loved, admired, appreciated Rob Liefeld's career for my entire life. AKA Padders. I was there at ground zero the day X-Force #1 dropped. I had to have all of the trading cards. But hey, we're adults now. We can look at things. We can be critical. So it's Rob Liefeld, Extreme Mondays, the good and the bad. Rock and roll. Hello and good morning, my AKA Padders. We got such a good one today. I've been waiting to bring you guys this video. I just want to get into it. Over here, we got Rob Liefeld, and over here, John Romita Jr. I think I got screwed over just a tad to give our boys here enough space. If you're new here, every single Monday, it's something Rob Liefeld. Rob Liefeld alumni, adjacent topics, all of that good stuff. When we talk with individuals, I talk comics a lot, guys. Sometimes it comes up, like when did things start to turn for you? Because we have to kind of scream at the moon and pretend the American comic book industry is upside down and is never going to recover and it's in the worst state ever. That might be true. It really, I'm not being silly there. But if someone says, when did it, they'll say like the SJW era of Marvel Comics. They'll say when it got woke, like all this stuff. These two guys destroyed collectively together, but not, maybe there was some collusion. Maybe there wasn't. I don't know. They collectively destroyed the art of the American comic book. The inker guy, the most important artist in all of comics, the inker, the guy who sees and touches the artwork before it gets sent off for good. Now, at the time, I get it. We're gearing up into the digital coloring age of comics. Now, you might say that's great. Those comics look awesome. Digital computer coloring, digital separations, all that fun digital stuff, it hurt American comics. We'll do a video on that down the road. But comics became more lush, more rounded, more painted, the colorists start earning credit at the marquee of the book. This isn't about that. This is about the inkers that these two guys started to rub out of the industry. As of right now, we can say that comic book digital production, one guy does the line work, another guy colors it. I think we get some spectacular looking books on a monthly basis nowadays. A lot of consistency, a lot of house styles. We're in a different era than this time, which is, 90s and early 2000s. But the loss of the American comic book inker means that the artwork itself has to be less complete. Now, that might be a platitude for some of you guys. These two individuals in the books that I'm about to present to you guys, you may not be familiar with. I'm going to guarantee you're not. That's why we all come here. That's why I do these videos. We come here to grow the knowledge base. So let's hit the drawing table and I'll explain. And I'll even showcase why comic book inking is important and why it all started here in 1997. That's the beginning of the end of the American comic book industry. Let's go. To start off, AKA Padders, it can take a lifetime to learn comic book inking. Real comic book inking. Let's play the snob. Real comic book inking isn't fine liners. It's just not. Real comic book inking is ink in a jar. This one's empty. Crow quill and brushes. This is what you need to be a comic book inker. Now, along the way, you might want to use a little bit of the white out. You guys see where we're going with this? Comic book inking's been dead for quite some time. I'm keeping it alive. What the hell are you doing? Well, let's talk about the destruction of the American comic book inker. It's right here. Rob Liefeld's Rejects, JR's Thor Ryan of the New Gods. Correction, guys. Thorian of the new As Gods. This looks like it's got 2 S's. So what are these books? Well, we talk about amalgam a lot on this channel. 1997, right? Let's get the date. June 1997. Well, some of this might just be like, hey guys, we're on a deadline. Can you not ink that? Can we not ink it? Can we let the digital guys fill in the blacks? Sure, why not? No more crisp lines. No more definition. The wild thing is, though, when you go through this, you really do see the importance of an inker. You see how well they shape the figures. When they spot blacks, that not every single visual creative decision is left up to one person. It's a collaboration. It's an effort. So they came in here and they said, look, we need the colorists to fill in what the inker isn't doing. The book, I think it looks fantastic. I mean, this is a fantastic looking book. But it's not tradition. And shouldn't tradition be upheld? For like even here, we see, I mean, look at these whiteout thumbprints here. And then Rob Liefeld. Let's do it. Mr. Liefeld. Also, 1998. Excuse me, guys. 98. I believe Rejects, yeah. December 98. So, yeah, and then we get, a year later, we get Rob Liefeld, who picked this up and does the same thing. No more inks. We're done with the inking, guys. This set a precedent, this set a standard that the American comic industry never really returned to. Never returned to, hey, we need this guy in the room, we need these guys at their tables. Because we even see it here. And AKAPADers, these guys had trouble making deadlines, period. Now, JR, deadline machine. But this crew, I mean, you need an inker for that hand. You need an inker to complete the beveling here for Primer's waist. The inker is going to come in and define the shapes, add layers, create texture, things that the pencil cannot do. Things of tradition. So we have these two. Now, I think in the intro I said it was 97. This is 1997. Rejects is 1998. And if you want to further this, look at the back. Look at Joe Weems, who was poached at the time, I believe, from Top Cow. Look at the detail. Look at the texture. I mean, I love whatever happens here on her, like, shin guards. And look at the bone texture here. Like, it's so freaking cool. Like, look at her shoulder blades. This is comic book inking. These guys, you see this and you say to yourself, these guys cannot get paid enough. So we move into, let's just get, and his work it doesn't quite land. It looks like a sketchbook. His original story for Rejects, well, John Sybil inked it. And you see this, and you're like, all right, man. Like, we got some Rob Liefeld going here, right? Like, we got some Liefeld rocking and rolling. The inkers add so much to Liefeld, which is weird why he really doesn't use inkers today. And if you want to, like, further this, I mean, I talk about this. This is one of my favorite pieces of Liefeld. And the inker made this thing work. I mean, I always, like, for Caliban here, look at the neck pops. The thick and thins, and those, like, where the crow quill digs right into that bristle board. This is one of my favorite images of Liefeld. We talked about this not long ago. The hair on Prophet's arm, the cracks. Prophet's hair cannot be penciled. Prophet's hair must be inked. So to take a collaborator out of the room, industry-wide, 2 major books, right? That's where we are now. This is the start of it. I know on Twitter, a little bit ago, I asked people what the significance of this issue was, and no one could answer. I mean, this right here, like that squiggle, like, it has to go. You can't have that for the cover. It's shocking to me that the world of comic books right now doesn't know this and doesn't realize it.